Hello, my name is Will Johnson, and we are right on focus. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Thursday, September 5th, 2024. Wow. Tomorrow's the first day of early voting. Tomorrow. For some places, tomorrow is the first day of early voting. Well, the first thing I want to talk to you with about this evening is, of course, remember we talked about it yesterday, how Russia is now, according to the FBI and Joe Biden's administration, Russia is now doing election interference, kind of the same way they were doing in 2016, supposedly. Remember in 2016, they said that President Trump colluded with Putin, colluded with Russia. And actually, Nancy Pelosi said that there was overwhelming evidence that President Trump was possibly colluding with Russia. She was very choice on her words. She was careful about what she was saying. But nonetheless, she said that Putin and President Trump colluded in the 2016 election. And then all of a sudden, we had this fake dossier. They went to the FISA courts, the Mueller report, impeachment. They did all of this stuff against President Trump. And the whole Russia collusion delusion, we're just, 2 months out now from the election, the whole Russia collusion delusion, and they're bringing it back up again. They're wanting us to believe that Russia is interfering in our elections by posting memes on social media. I've talked about it. And I was always asking the question, well, if Russia's putting memes on social media telling you not to support Kamala Harris, but to support President Trump, who cares? And I've made it clear that if it takes a meme for you to decide on who you're going to vote for, maybe you shouldn't be voting. I think we should want to do it based on qualifications of the candidate that we're supporting, policies that they're wanting to implement, their achievements, their goals, right? That's what we should be voting on, not because we see a meme, but of course the Democrats, they got to do, oh my goodness, this meme hurt my feelings. This meme just might convince someone else to support President Trump, so we got to stop it. This is the only reason why the FBI is looking into it, and it's the same group of people that lied the first time about President Trump. The same group, the same organization, let me say it that way, the same organization that was spying on President Trump, the same FBI. So all this time, years have gone by, 2022 came, the elections, the midterm elections, and you didn't really hear anything about Putin, about Russia, other than Ukraine, of course. But you didn't hear election interference. Oh, but now going into the 2024 election, that's all we're hearing. We're hearing a whole bunch of election interference, and Russia is all behind it again. Let me show you this. Look at this. This was the Communist News Network today. Just yesterday, the Biden administration. So is the Communist News Network no longer working as the government state media for the Biden regime? Really, look at this. Vladimir Putin trolls U.S. presidential race with endorsement of not Trump, but Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Camel Harris. So Putin is endorsing Kamala Harris. But just yesterday, the Biden regime came out and said that Russia was interfering in the election, so just like they did in 2016, so they can help out President Trump. And the main reason why they were saying this because when President Trump wins this November, come January, the Democrats, in hopes that they win both the House and the Senate, they can go ahead and start up articles of impeachment against President Trump for the whole Russia collusion delusion. And even if they don't get it with the whole Russia collusion delusion, the Democrats, they're going to try to impeach President Trump because they're going to say that he's a convicted felon and he should not be president. We're going to impeach him for that alone. They're going to make up something. They're going to make up everything they can. They don't care. They don't care. Joe Biden, being a criminal that he is. But look at this. This is CNN saying this about Vladimir Putin. And then, not only that, and now to remind you, CNN, they're totally left. Same thing with Axios. Same thing with them, totally leftist group. Putin says he wants Harris to win 2024 election. You see it right there. So did they ask Karine Jean-Pierre today about this? Do you think, is Karine Jean-Pierre going to stand behind the podium and say, wait a minute, the Biden regime, the Biden administration just reported, along with the FBI, saying that they see activity that Russia is meddling in this election to help out President Trump. But then you have these leftist organizations just releasing information saying that Putin is endorsing Kamala Harris. And I guess she would like to say, oh, that's just fake news. That's just fake news. Karine Jean-Pierre, quick to say that. Well, let's listen to what Vladimir Putin has to say about all of this.
If we can name a favorite candidate, it used to be Joe Biden, but now he is not participating in the election campaign, and he recommended all his allies to support Ms. Harris. So that is what we are going to do. So it was, well, he said that we should, that is why we should also do that. Well, her laugh, she's laughing, her laugh is so fascinating. It means that everything is good. And
let me say this really quick. Kamala Harris's cackle has been heard around the world. Even he's talking about her cackle. And the first time I saw this video, I was thinking, is this even real? Is he saying this actually? Because, you know, someone can just go in here and say, you know, pretend like they're, you know, translating what Vladimir Putin is saying. But when CNN put the post out there saying that he's endorsing Kamala Harris and Axios saying the same thing, they want Kamala Harris to win, I think we can go on a whim and say this is pretty accurate. But he's talking about her laugh. Like, she's not known for her accomplishments. She's not known for the positive things that she's done. She's known for her cackling.
If everything is good, it means that, for instance, if we're speaking about Joe Biden, there are so many sanctions against Russia introduced, and if everything is good with Ms. Harris, maybe she'll refrain herself from such measures, or maybe she'll change them. So in the end, it will be the choice of the U.S. people, and we will respect this choice.
So he's in favor of Kamala Harris being in there because Kamala Harris is weak. He wanted Joe Biden because Joe Biden is weak. He knows that President Trump is strong. But one thing, President Trump goes in, he'll end the war. And Vladimir Putin, he's not really concerned about Ukraine. They keep saying, oh, my goodness, Ukraine is going to win the war against Russia. It's not going to happen. I've even talked to I've even had conversations with conservatives that say that we've got to stop Putin. Now, look, Putin is a tyrant. I'm not saying that I'm going to support Putin. I believe Putin is a tyrant. He's done pretty horrible things. But I don't believe that we should be sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. I don't believe that. Ukraine is not part of the United States of America, but for some reason, the Democrats have it in their mind that they got to send all this money to Ukraine. Let me share this with you. This was on the Communist News Network talking about the polls for Kamala Harris. Now, Putin just endorsed Kamala Harris. Do you think this is the reason why Kamala Harris poll numbers went up? Because look at this. These are college-educated people, what is he referring to here? Are they? Well, he's just talking about general too. All in the swing states. And it's showing Kamala Harris lead in all of these swing states except for 2 of them. But how in the world does Kamala Harris lead President Trump in the poll numbers when she was the lowest VP polling in American history? The lowest ever. But now we're supposed to believe that Kamala Harris is outpolling President Trump.
You see how close this race is. You noted these are the top line numbers here, that Harris has an outside the margin of error slight lead in Wisconsin. She also has an outside the margin of error slight lead in Michigan. You also noted that in Arizona, Donald Trump has a slight outside the margin of error lead. But in Georgia, Nevada, Pennsylvania, no clear leader within the margin of error. This shows that the candidates have multiple paths to 270, but that this is indeed a toss-up race. And you mentioned the gender gap. Take a look here. Look at these numbers, Kate. Among female likely voters in these states, you see this is a 17 percentage point lead in Wisconsin among female voters for Harris, a 16 percentage point lead in Michigan. You see it gets more narrow down here in Arizona.
Let me stop it really quick. This is him talking about women. This is the Democrats, how they constantly use women against men, men against women, blacks against whites, Hispanics against blacks, Asians against whites. They're constantly creating this. I don't believe this. My producer, she is a woman. She is not voting for Kamala Harris simply because Kamala Harris is a woman. And this is where they're getting these numbers from. Because Kamala Harris doesn't have any policies. They're still not listed on her website. Kamala Harris doesn't have any achievements, or she would be talking about them. Kamala Harris signed the infrastructure or the reproduction, not reproduction. She signed the act for the
Inflation Act. Inflation Act.
Yeah, Inflation Act. I couldn't get it up. The Inflation Act. She was the deciding factor on that, which caused the inflation that we're seeing in the United States of America right now. She's happy about that because she's like, I did something. At least I did something. But her something is destroying the United States of America. And they're telling everybody that people are voting for Kamala Harris because it's like they're all excited about it. It's like a woman, an Indian, but they say that she's black, but she's Indian. She's total Indian. But listen, watch when he goes, he's getting ready to flip it over, and he's going to talk about who men are supporting. This is another manipulation game that they're doing, as if women doesn't have enough sense about themselves. Or in this case, I guess they're saying that men don't have enough sense about themselves because, if you're a woman and you're supporting Kamala Harris, then you're a champion to them.
But the flip side of that is male voters. You see Donald Trump's advantage, very significant with male voters. 18 points in Nevada, 15-point advantage in Pennsylvania. That's the gap when we talk about the gender gap. Harris's advantage with women, in addition to Trump's advantage with men, and who wins that battle, who extends that advantage, could have a lot to say in these battleground states.
I mean, well, there's just one thing.
Who wins that battle? Right?
There's just one thing I think of when I think of all these polls. And even Carvel, I think he's on CNN. He's like one of their liberal hosts. He literally said Trump traditionally polls low. I mean, so even they say the margin of error, but that's not considering that the people on the right just do not give the pollsters information on who they're voting for. And we already know there have been so many polls in Pennsylvania that have said Trump is way ahead. There is no way that it's neck and neck at this point.
It's not.
There was even an article on CNN today talking about how it looks like Kamala is losing Pennsylvania.
But they're not going to put that out there publicly. I mean, they might write an article on or something like that, but it won't hit the mainstream because I believe they want people to believe otherwise. They want people to believe that Kamala Harris is bringing hope, happiness, joy. She's bringing joy.
I mean, we were watching one show. What was it we were watching? And they were saying that traditionally. Oh, go ahead. Let's go break.
Go ahead and finish it.
I was just gonna say that I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead. There was
Okay,
talking in
when we
here.
come back, we need to talk about this debate that's coming up and the rules in the debate.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is General Mike Flynn, and I'm inviting you to join me on September 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's September 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Mark that on your calendars. We'll be live on Patriot TV. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking only to our Patriot TV defenders for an exclusive discussion, a Q&A, if you will. Your presence is crucial as we dive into the matters that shape our great nation. And again, this is only for the Patriot TV. So if you go to patriot.tv, you can register today. There's a banner at the top of the website. You can sign up for September 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Together, let's stand strong for America's future. God bless you and God bless America.
Access to these events will be members only. So go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale. And here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Imagine a world where your phone works anywhere. No dead zones, no dropped calls. That's what you get when you go to PrepGearPlus.com. The Iridium 9555 satellite phone gives you the freedom to connect from any corner of the globe. Plus, they offer family shared plans with up to 3 phones. Why satellite phones? They're secure, encrypted, and used by the U.S. military, ensuring that your communication is private and reliable. In a time where the cell networks are increasingly vulnerable, the satellite phone is a beacon of stability. Don't believe me? Ask the tens of thousands who were left without service during the AT&T outage, or the heroes in Hawaii who manage emergency situations with just one satellite phone. Get a peace of mind with a network that stands firm when others fail. Visit PrepGearPlus.com or call 855-980-5830 to join the communication revolution. PrepGearPlus.com, where every call is secure and every corner of the earth is covered. And we're back. Okay. So the first and probably only debate that's going to happen is coming up this Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
Between President Trump and Kamala Harris. There was supposed to be one last night, but that didn't happen. Why? Because Kamala Harris chickened out. And she said, well, we didn't agree to that. That was between you and Joe Biden. That's what they were saying. It was between them and Joe Biden. But you remember when President Trump first selected J.D. Vance, Kamala Harris was reaching out to J.D. Vance about having a debate. And then try to make it look like J.D. Vance was too scared to do the debate with Kamala Harris. Then it comes to the big guy, the number one, the big dog, the king of the jungle. And then she got really nervous. Then she started shaking in her boots. She got scared. Well, now you have this. Can you split screen it with this here? It says Harris campaign agrees to ABC presidential debate rules with some assurances. With some assurances. One of the key ones that I want to talk about here and address here is that the insurance is that if President Trump says something while she's talking, they're saying turn President Trump's microphone on, basically so she can say, I'm talking. I'm talking. Remember how she did Mike Pence? She wants to be able to do the same thing to President Trump, because apparently it's very rude to interrupt a woman while she's talking. And a lot of women, and this is what Kamala Harris is trying to do, she wants to win over the women that she's already lost, because they want to make it look like President Trump is a bully. President Trump is the male chauvinist pig that he is on the debate stage, and won't allow Kamala Harris to speak. And every woman that I've had conversation with that were, conservative, we would go back and forth. We would have conversations and stuff like that, but, they know how to handle their own. So why can't she handle her own? Well, when it comes to liberal females, look, it is what it is. When you talk to liberal females, at least when I do, I actually had one liberal female in California. She said, I'm talking. When the woman is talking, you need to be silent. Straight up feminist. Straight up feminist. And of course, I didn't adhere to it. She got upset with me. She said, if you're not gonna let me finish talking, then I'm gonna walk away. I said, well, we're supposed to be having a conversation. You say something, then I say something, then you say something. That's how it works. At least that's how it's supposed to be. Even in a debate, they go back and forth. They're not going to even do opening statements. Most of the time when it's a debate, there's like a two-minute opening statement so they can talk about and lay out different things that they want. They don't want to come right off the bat with President Trump laying out all of the things that Kamala Harris has done, all of the corruption that Kamala Harris has done, being the border czar. Don't want to lay all of that out. But I'm pretty sure President Trump is going to get it in there. But the very fact that she was like, no, we don't, they want the microphones muted, and now she doesn't want the microphone muted, but she does want the microphones unmuted at her discretion. And of course, ABC, they're going to team right up with Kamala Harris and say that Kamala Harris wanted me to unmute the microphone, so they're going to do it because they're liberals. They're all in sync. Demons are in sync. Another one of the rules they have is that they can't take any documents out onto the stage. Now, they can have a paper and a pencil so they can write down notes as they go along. I'm pretty sure as soon as Kamala Harris go out there, she's just going to get their writing. Okay, write this down, write this down, write this down, so she can have bullet points to go on, right? President Trump doesn't need it. President Trump is a champion when it comes to debates. She doesn't realize who she's getting in the ring with. And she's terrified, she's scared. And I'm willing, would not surprise me between now and Tuesday that something happens in the world or America that's going to prevent her from getting on that debate stage. She's trying to go all the way to November without doing any interviews, without doing any debates, without doing a press conference. And they will allow her to do it. And the reason why they're not upset with her not doing these press conferences or these, more than just CNN interviews is because they have the fix in. They're going to try to cheat. That's the only reason why. Because if they were not going to try to cheat for her, they will be pushing her out there. You've got to get out there. You've got to get more support. You got to get the people to support you. But as of today, September 5th, 2024, the Democrats don't care how much support she receives. Because they have George Soros supposedly connected with these machines. And you can't tell me they did a coup d'etat against President Trump in 2020. They did a coup d'etat against Joe Biden here recently. So you mean to tell me that they wouldn't do the same thing come this November? Kamala Harris, no one voted for her. No one voted for Tim Walz. No one voted for her. Do you think they would even need a single vote from a single American in this country for Kamala Harris to be the winner? No. They could just put Kamala Harris in there and tell everyone to be quiet. And once they do that, they'll implement communism because she's going to disarm every single American in this country. This is what she's pushing for. Do you have the list, Shannon?
Do.
Okay, so we have a list. Here's the list of the debate rules.
Yeah, you pretty much said a good amount of them.
I got the gist of them, right?
Yeah, but
which ones did I leave out?
Well, there's no opening statements, but they do get a 2-minute closing statement. Candidates must stand behind their podiums for the duration of the debate. Props or pre-written notes are not allowed on stage. No topics or questions will be shared in advance with the campaigns or candidates. Do you believe that, Will? It says candidates will have a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Candidates will have a 2 minutes to answer questions, 2-minute rebuttals, and 1 extra minute for follow-ups, clarifications, or responses. Candidate microphones will be live only when they speak. And it says they'll be muted when the time belongs to the other candidate. Candidates will not be permitted to ask questions of each other. Campaign staff may not interact with candidates during commercial breaks. Moderators will seek to enforce timing agreements and ensure a civilized discussion, and there will be no audience again in the room.
So there's going to be no audience again because Kamala Harris can't handle the distraction. Why no audience? Before it was Joe Biden. You remember Joe Biden, he would, see something, then he would just automatically start walking away, or, he wouldn't know which way to go. Oh, there's a parachute over there. There's a parachute over there. He just starts walking. What's Kamala Harris's problem? Did you notice something? Can you put this up on the screen really quick? I just want to bring something. I don't know if y'all can tell, but this was Kamala Harris at her event, at her latest prep rally. Did y'all notice she had a bulletproof glass in front of her? Why does Kamala Harris all of a sudden have a bulletproof glass in front of her? Does she really think that she's that important to us? Look, as of right now, if we were all to go to the polls today or to the voting booth, it's Trump. And what's going to change between now and November? If anything, President Trump is going to rise in the polls even more. If anything, people are going to really start wondering, well, is she not strong enough? Because I've seen so many videos. And I'm telling y'all, people, it's like, I think I have maybe 4 to 5 hours. And these are short clips. I think maybe the longest clip is maybe 3 minutes. But these are short clips of specifically Black people up to like 5 hours. Do you hear what I'm telling you? And I'm compiling all of it. And I'm trying to debate, do I want to make it as short as possible, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Or do I just want to leave it the full 5 hours and let people see it and let people just skim through it? I think I just might do that. Maybe I just might do both. But I've never seen anything like it. What I'm saying is that there's more people supporting President Trump than they want you to know about. They don't want you to know, because if you knew, then you'd be like, oh my goodness, yes, rally behind Trump. They want you to think that there's so much joy and happiness and togetherness and just lovey-dovey with Kamala Harris when she created the bad situations that we're in right now. She created this bad situation that we're in. And they expect us to vote for her when she's putting out constant word salad. Like, this is an example. Listen to this word salad of Kamala Harris.
You are civic leaders. You are community leaders. You are mentors. You hire locally. You believe in the community, and you're part of the glue of the fabric that holds communities together.
What was she talking about?
You know what I
she
feel
talking
like?
about activists and they're the glue of the fabric? She's trying to say they're the glue holding the fabric together in the community?
She's just saying that voters.
It's straight up word salad. She's out there just saying whatever she can say, and hopefully no one catches on to it.
She's trying to spread joy. Give her a break. But you know what? I feel like she just tries to mimic Trump in so many ways. I mean, just like with the bulletproof glass, she wants to feel just as important as Trump is. She wants to feel like the world can't do without her.
That's exactly it. I'm glad.
Right?
That's why they pay you the big bucks. That's exactly it. She wants to feel like she's important.
She does. Like
President Trump. Like, I'm a threat to them.
She probably asked for it.
Oh.
She said, well, he gets bulletproof glass. Why don't I?
He did taxes on tips. Why can't I?
Right.
He did $35 insolence. Why can't we?
He put the border up. Why can't I say it was mine?
He put a border up. Well, how come I can't say it's mine now? I mean, it's just so remarkable. And are we not supposed to recognize it? They're expecting us not to recognize it. I mean, really. She's mimicking everything of President Trump. Why? Because it's resonating with the American people, and they know it, and they don't like it.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee, it's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
As we speak today, we're all devastated by the horrific death of our fellow American, Hirsch Goldman, and this is so sad to even say, Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. I've been watching the parents, I've been watching everybody talking about it for so long, and it's just so sad to see. And the 5 other innocent hostages slaughtered late last week at the hands of Hamas terrorists. Hirsch was a brother, a son, and an American citizen. After being held captive for nearly a year following the monstrous October 7th attack on Israel, Hirsch was barbarically executed with a bullet to the back of his head. To Hirsch's family and everyone touched by these atrocities, we pray that God will grant you comfort, healing, and peace. And as for the evil savages responsible for these murders, may they never know peace or comfort ever again. Cannot know it.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that when it was so dark, but nonetheless, it was still our great president, Donald J. Trump. And I've yet to see Kamala Harris do a response talking about the hostages. Did Joe Biden say anything about the hostages?
I actually don't think he did, Will.
I mean, why not? It was an American.
It was.
It was an American. So it was 5 hostages. One of them was an American citizen, and they're not saying anything?
The only thing that I recall Biden saying is, of course, he came off of his 16-day vacation. He came out and said that Netanyahu wasn't doing enough. That's what he said.
He said...
And I would like to remind Biden that he's the one that just got off of a 16-day vacation, not Netanyahu. Maybe Biden's not doing enough.
I don't think Biden hasn't done enough since 50 years. He's been around just collecting. Well, listen to this report. This was they were talking about this report on Newsmax. They have someone in Israel talking about Benjamin Netanyahu and talking about them destroying Hamas and talking about, how they're not getting along still. Listen to this.
Emma, good morning. Prime Minister Netanyahu describes the 8.7-mile Philadelphia corridor as the oxygen pipe for Hamas. On Wednesday, he repeated his outright rejection of an Israeli withdrawal in the first phase of a hostage deal that's expected to last around 42 days, saying once Israeli forces withdraw from the Philadelphia corridor, it will be impossible to return. Listen.
The Philadelphia corridor cannot be perforated. Somebody has to be there.
The corridor runs along the southern edge of the Gaza border with Egypt, and below ground, it's a honeycomb, a maze of tunnels that Iran and its terror proxies use to smuggle weapons into the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu says after Israel's disengagement from Gaza in 2005, the corridor became completely porous. Here's the Israeli premier Wednesday saying he wants to make a deal to bring the hostages home, but the concession Hamas is demanding is, quote, downright insane.
Bring me anyone who will actually show us, not on paper, not in words, not in a slide, but on the ground, day after day, week after week, month after month, that they can actually prevent the recurrence of what happened there before. We're open to consider it.
They're open to consider it. And then Joe Biden has said that Benjamin Netanyahu is not doing enough. And what he's referring to, Joe Biden, is that Benjamin Netanyahu is not pulling out of the Gaza Strip. He can't do that. Because if he does that, then Hamas will just come back in there. They'll regroup. They'll bring more rockets in to shoot at Israel. They'll bring more soldiers in the next time, and they will do it again. They don't have a choice. I don't think anyone likes war, except for now the radical left. They love war. They love war in Ukraine and Russia. They love war in Israel because they feel they have something they can protest about. And that's what it really comes down to. The same reason why I constantly say here in the United States of America, the reason why we have chaos, stupidity, open borders, ISIS coming into the country, illegals coming into the country, drugs, sex trafficking, murdering people, is because the Democrats need that chaos. Why? Because then they have something to go, oh my goodness, look what's happening. We can stop this. Now they're saying they can stop it. See, they create the problem, and now they have the solution, right? I mean, y'all seen the video with Kamala Harris with the campaign ad talking about the southern border wall. My producer just mentioned it a minute ago, how Kamala Harris is now saying that she did the border wall, basically. Oh, you haven't seen that one? You haven't? Well, I'm glad you asked about that because I'm happy to show it to you. This was on the Communist News Network, and they were talking about Kamala Harris, and this guy here went through Kamala Harris's Twitter files and found out where she was talking about how President Trump's border wall was his, what she call it, his prodigy, his envy project. She was saying a number of things that
Vanity.
Thank you. Vanity project. President Trump, she said his wall was stupid, but now she puts out an ad where she's saying that basically that she put the border wall up. And you know what? Erin Burnett here on the Communist News Network, she's the one that brings it to the surface. She's the one that brings it to light.
It was against everything that not only she stood for, everything America stood for, but and she brought this up a lot. Take a listen to just one instance of that in 2019.
It's the president's vanity project.
His multi-billion-dollar vanity project called a wall is nothing more than a distraction from the fact that he actually hasn't focused on working people in America. He contrived a national crisis around his big distraction.
All right, so you go through all of that, you've got all the tweets, and yet all of a sudden in the ads, there's pictures of the wall, and then you went through to look at that wall. Like, what is that specific wall that's in her campaign ads now? And you found something very interesting about this specific portion of the wall.
And I think what's also really remarkable about this is, like, I mean, you heard her talking about it there, Trump's wall in his campaign during his presidency. There was really no greater symbol of Trump's presidency than the wall, in the way that Democrats were attacking him over the wall and his restrictive immigration policies. So we looked in that ad, and if you look at it, that exact area of wall is in Sasabe, Arizona, and that is a portion of wall that was actually built by Donald Trump. It was built in an area where there was not previous wall. It was actually pretty controversial when they were building it at the time. So
now, I've been talking about this all day. I want y'all to listen to this part right here with Erin Burnett. Listen carefully. Are you paying attention? Because She says it kind of quick, but she actually said this about Kamala Harris in this wall. Listen.
And that is a portion of wall that was actually built by Donald Trump. It was built in an area where there was not previous wall. It was actually pretty controversial when they were building it at the time. So just to see that, and then there are other.
She's using his wall that he built to say, "Look at what I did." Basically,
and the other images of the wall.
And he did, he just kind of kept going on with, didn't kind of address it. I wish he would have said, yeah, you know what? That's essentially what she's doing. Like, she has this campaign ad showing President Trump's wall, like she put up the wall being the border czar. That's the reason why she did the ad that way. And now they're wanting everyone to believe that she did it. And Aaron Burnett actually calls it out.
Pretty controversial when they were building it at the time. So just to see that, and then there are other.
She's using his wall that he built to say, "Look at what I did."
She's using his wall that he built to say, "Look what I did," and that's exactly what the ad is doing. I did that. Kind of makes me think about when Obama says, "You didn't build that; someone else built that, but you can take credit for it." Basically, that's what she's doing here. Kamala Harris has been mimicking President Trump. And a lot of stupid people that are liberals, progressives, communist, socialist, democrats, they're not understanding that President Trump has been doing everything he can for the country. And then when Kamala Harris comes and says it, to them, it's all brand new. That's why she's doing it. It is straight up this 100%, 1984. This is exactly what Kamala Harris is doing. And for the most part, it's working on simple, impressionable minds. It's absolutely working. We see it working. It's happening right now. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Exclusively for you, we have the Adventures Canvas Hat. It's heavy-duty cotton canvas with a wide brim and natural fraying for a unique look. This hat is perfect for the beach or hiking. Also check out our custom-made polyester satin scarves, exclusive patterns handcrafted in Minnesota. And for the men, premium American Bison Buffalo leather wallet. Single-fold wallet, 3 pockets for cards and cash. Go to uniteamericafirst.com and select the merch tab to shop.
Looking to give your wardrobe an upgrade? Well, look no further. Here at God Country & Kin, we've got you covered from head to toe, from shoulder to shoulder, and everything in between. Introducing our brand new Patriotic Collection, designed to display your patriotic spirit with a stylish look that's sure to turn heads. And the best part is, you don't have to break the bank to be your best you. Why wait? Visit us online or in-store today and elevate your style with God Country & Kin. God Country & Kin, where patriotism meets style. Shop now. Visit the Patriot TV store and look for the God Country Kin banner to find the perfect outfit, shirt, accessory, or maybe a great hat.
You can totally see yourself rocking this hat. I know you can. And check out all the great stuff we've got to show your patriotism at patriot.tv.store. Click that link above that says store and join me there at the Patriot TV store.
And we're back. The economy. The economy is something that the Democrats are trying to say that Kamala Harris can do a better job on when they created, again, the situation that the United States of America is in. And they're trying to say that Kamala Harris had nothing to do with the past 3.5 years where Joe Biden and her and the Democrats have created this economic crisis that we're living through. President Trump actually has an answer. President Trump's talking about policies, different things that he can do, that he will do to get the country back on track. I remember, I'll never forget it, when President Trump was in office, even during the pandemic, when they first kicked it in against President Trump to convince millions of people to not go with President Trump because they blamed him for the pandemic that he did not do. But I'll never forget it when even when stuff was slow and stuff was down in my world, I was still doing a lot better than I'm doing now. I could at least keep the lights on and not have to worry about it. right? I mean, I had bills. I mean, I was concerned about bills and stuff like that. I'm not like a rich man. But I wasn't like, oh my goodness. I mean, I got to cut this. I got to cut that. The grocery bills wasn't $400 when they used to be $150. You understand what I'm saying, right? Right? Because I wasn't experiencing the pain that I'm experiencing right now under President Trump. It was so much better under President Trump. I want to go back to that. Kamala Harris and the Democrats, their whole model right now is like, we're not going back. Well, I want to go back. And of course, when they say going back, they're saying going back to racism. Really? We're not going back to slavery. When we go back to President Trump, I want to go back to where the economy was booming. I want to go back to where people were working. I want to go back to where President Trump was cutting the red tape. I want to go back to where President Trump was doing tax cuts, not only for those of us that make a small living, but for those that were making a lot of money. Why? Because the billionaires that he was giving the tax cuts to were hiring people. And when these billionaires had tax cut and they were hire people, then guess what would happen? Those people now have jobs, and because now that they have money, they were more willing to share the love. They would help Will Johnson out. They would send me donations, and that's how it would work out. Because they're like, okay, I have money. I got a little money. I got a little extra money. I can help Will Johnson out. It was so much better. A lot better. Well, listen to Eric Swalwell on the Communist News Network, and they're talking about Kamala Harris's economic plan, right? Just listen to this. Then I got one from President Trump talking about the economy.
Well, again, she can build on the Biden success, and she also, with this joy and momentum, can deliver the House and the...
Oh, hold on. Stop it. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they don't have a success story. He's lying. He's lying. What in the world? There is no success story. And then he's talking about they're going to do all of this on joy and hope. Really? Joy and hope is not paying the bills. They're giving false sense of joy and hope. Okay, I'm going to start this over. I won't stop it.
Well, again, she can build on the Biden success, and she also, with this joy and momentum, can deliver the House and the Senate so, we can finish the job. Joe Biden, very selflessly has left her a job to finish.
Joy and momentum. Really, where's the joy and momentum at? Oh, Kamala Harris is going to bring it. So the 3.5 years of, Joe Biden and the rest of that, they were all supposed to be happy now. Just be joyful. The momentum of the joy. And you know what? There's enough stupid people out there that's supporting Kamala Harris right now to think that, okay, well, things are bad, but they're like this. It's going to get better with her. It's going to get better. Lying to themselves. Did you know when we stand before God, people are going to lie to God, thinking that he's not going to figure it out. And, but Will Johnson, who would do such a thing? I'm telling you, people are going to stand before God and lie to God. But ultimately, they're lying to themselves because God already knows. They're practicing right now. Listen to President Trump talking about the economy.
I delivered the largest tax cuts and reform in American history by far, slashing rates for working families and cutting the business tax from the highest in the world. We had the highest in the world, 35%. And actually, when you add local and state numbers that were getting close to 50, but much, much higher. Nobody's ever seen. We brought it all the way down to 21%, which everybody said was impossible to do. And I heard it from everyone. They said, you'll never be able to do that. And I got it down to 21%. I cut a record number of job-killing regulations. In 4 years, we cut more than any president in the history of our country by far. I'm proud to be president of modern history to achieve a net regulatory reduction during my term, and it was a substantial reduction, and for every regulation we added, we cut more than 5.5 regulations.
Yeah, you know what? President Trump, they said he couldn't bring it down. Was it 21%, right? And then Kamala Harris here recently, when they released the policy, it's still not on a website, but I guess it was like the different news organizations, they have her policies. And they said that she was going to raise the taxes back up to 28%.
She actually talked about it at one of her rallies, saying she was going to do it.
She's going to raise it.
Yeah,
she's saying on the very rich, right? The wealthy, 28%.
Well, the businesses,
28%. Yeah. But then there's another video where Kamala Harris was saying that she's going to cut taxes on small businesses so that they can flourish, so they can hire more people. Same thing President Trump's been saying. She's copying President Trump.
I don't think she knows how to do it, though.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't know how to do it at all. And I don't know why people are not capable of understanding that she's doing this. Why do you think that is, Shannon?
I mean, I don't understand how people don't believe that what the mess we're in is she's partly responsible for. I mean, she acts like I'm going to make it better, this mess that we're in right now. And I'm like, you literally are 50% part of the problem. I mean, you're the VP. You said you were in the room for every single thing. Every single news outlet literally said that Biden's accomplishments are Kamala's accomplishments. And while we say that, the economy is an accomplishment, they are saying it is.
Yeah. That's why when they refer to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they only say Joe Biden in the last 3 years. You notice that? They've been saying that so much. Y'all didn't pay attention to that. When they talk about the last 3 years, they're only saying Joe Biden. Unless it's something they're going like, oh, this was great that took place. Then they'll say Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. But other than that, they try to say just Joe Biden because they're trying to break that connection. Well, Joe Biden did come out and talk about the shooting that took place in Georgia. And of course, split screen it. He's talking about gun control. Of course, he's talking about gun control. This dude is no different. And I've been saying, I bet you he has an executive order on his desk to do away with the Second Amendment. He just never signed it. He never signed it because he knew that we wouldn't stand for it. But listen to this.
Let's ban assault weapons. My dad is a hunter. I don't know a whole hell of a lot of deer wearing Kevlar vests. I'm serious about this. High-capacity magazines, once again, what do we need them for in terms of domestic use?
Now, that only came through on one channel. I'm not sure how many people were able to hear that. And actually, I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to make sure that everyone can hear this. I think was it showing up on the right or the left? Okay. Yeah, I want to play this one more time for everybody because I think it's really important. I just want to make sure that you heard what he said here because this is the same thing he's been saying, trying to convince everybody that you don't need to have firearms to protect your family.
Let's ban assault weapons. My dad is a hunter. I don't know a whole hell of a lot of deer wearing Kevlar vests. I'm serious about this. High-capacity magazines, once again, what do we need them for in terms of domestic use?
I need a high-capacity magazine to defend myself against these communists. That's why I need one. I don't need it for hunting, right? I don't need it for hunting. I need it to defend myself against these communists. That's why I need it. That's why I need it. Hey, patriot.tv/right on focus. Patriot.tv/right on focus. Go there, support me. God bless you, everyone. Good night.
Former National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn pleaded guilty today to lying to the FBI.
He was one of the most respected generals in the military.
Every American needs this historical DVD keepsake. Flynn delivered the truth, whatever the cost. Hand signed by General Michael Flynn. Order now at the Patriot TV store. Use promo code PTV at checkout to get special savings. The Patriot TV store, a secure, hassle-free shopping experience.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale, and here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Attention business owners, are you ready to advertise to millions of loyal patriots ready to buy your products or services? Well, here is your golden opportunity to advertise with Will Johnson. When you advertise on Right on Focus, you've aligned your company with a trusted voice and connected with an audience that shares your values. Will delivers sharp commentary on politics and current events, offering clear and direct insights aimed at engaging and informing the audience. When you advertise on Right on Focus, you're aligning your brand with integrity, loyalty, and a dedication to truth. Will's audience is passionate, conservative, and committed to the values your business stands for. When given the choice, Will's followers will buy your product or service over other woke companies. Don't miss this opportunity to elevate your brand with the power of Patriot TV. Reach out to us today at advertise@patriot.tv.